So, dear students, in the yesterday's lecture we studied one of the type of analog modulation, that is amplitude modulation, in which we studied the meaning of amplitude modulation, its mathematical analysis. At the end of mathematical analysis, we derived the modulated wave equation that contains the signal to be modulated in the form of a sine wave is superimposed on the high frequency sinusoidal carrier wave. That represents the variation of amplitude of the carrier wave in accordance with that of instantaneous variation of the amplitude of the signal to be modulated, which is being represented in the modulated waveforms. This particular concept of amplitude modulation is used in the transmitter to modulate the analog signal, and then it is transmitted in the space to cover the long distance. We extended the analysis of modulated wave equation and obtained three components in that. One is the carrier wave component, second one is the lower sideband component, and third one is the upper sideband component. So all these components are represented in the frequency spectrum. That includes the carrier wave having the frequency Fc at the center with maximum amplitude, say EC or ECM. The lower sideband having the frequency Fc minus Fm and amplitude half that of the amplitude of the carrier wave. Upper sideband frequency having the frequency Fc plus Fm and amplitude half the carrier wave. Now today we are going to extend the aspect further to study the power in amplitude modulated wave. Here we are going to study how power is distributed in the carrier wave, in the lower sideband, and also in the upper sideband, how it is capable to transmit the signal from transmitter toward the receiver. For that particular purpose, consider the expanded equation of the modulated wave represented as E mod is equal to ECM sine of omega ct plus MA into ECM upon 2 cos of omega c minus omega m into t minus MA into ECM upon 2 cos of omega c plus omega m into t, say equation number 1, which includes the three components. This one is a carrier wave component, this one is the lower sideband component, whereas this one is the upper sideband component. So modulated signal voltage obtained is fed to the load resistance of 1 ohm. And our interest is to calculate the power in the respective component. When voltage is fed to the resistance, the general formula for power is equal to V square upon R. But in this case, R is 1 ohm. So that's why power is equal to square of the respective amplitude of the component. As the signal is a varying signal, we are going to consider the RMS value of those particular respective components. Hence, we can say the average power in each component of the wave is a square of RMS value of concerned components, means all these respective components. Let me first consider the power in the carrier wave. It is given as ECM upon root 2 bracket square, and that is equal to ECM square upon 2. Naturally, ECM is the peak amplitude of the carrier voltage or carrier signal. Now the power in sideband is sum of power in upper sideband as well as the power in lower sideband. So it is being calculated in the form of PSB, and that's equal to MA into ECM upon 2 root 2 square plus MA into ECM upon 2 root 2 square, because amplitude of upper sideband as well as lower sidebands are same. By mathematical manipulation, by simply simplifying the same, we can write it MA square ECM square upon 8 plus MA square ECM square upon 8. That's equal to 2 MA square ECM square upon 8. 2 ones are 2, 2 fours are 8. With that particular aspect, we can write it power in sideband is equal to MA square ECM square upon 4. Say equation number 3. Total power in entire modulated wave is the sum of power in carrier wave and power in sideband. That is PT is equal to PC plus PSB. Means, just for your simplification, we can add that also. So that is PT is equal to PC plus PSB. So it becomes easy for your understanding. So by adding carrier power and sideband power together, that is the total power is obtained. That is ECM square upon 2 plus MA square ECM square upon 4. This is naturally obtained by using equation number 2 and equation number 3. By taking ECM square upon 2 common, we can write it ECM square upon 2 into 1 plus MA square upon 2. So equation number 4. But from equation number 2, carrier power is equal to ECM square upon 2. Replace that value. We can get total power PT is equal to PC into 1 plus MA square upon 2. Let me call this as equation number 5. Now divide equation 3 by equation 5. Equation 3 represents the power in sideband. Equation 5 represents the total power. So sideband power is being divided by the total power so as to get it PSB upon PT, and that is given as MA square ECM square upon 4 to be divided by ECM square upon 2 into 1 plus MA square upon 2. Friends, ECM square cancel. 2 and 4 are going to cancel with each other. So with those all mathematical manipulations, we can get it is power in sideband upon total power is equal to MA square upon 2 plus MA square. Let me call this as equation number 6. For ideal modulation, modulation index is 1. That is for MA is equal to 1. This is true only when if the modulation is ideal. For 100% modulation, we can say modulation index is 1. Putting the value MA equal to 1, equation number 6, we can get power in sideband upon total power is equal to 1/3. PSB upon PT is equal to 1 by 3. And that is power in sideband is equal to 1/3 of the total power. So this equation indicates that out of total power, 1/3 power is present in the sideband, whereas 2/3 power is present in the carrier wave. That is, maximum amount of power is present in the sideband, whereas minimum power is going to present in the carrier. Thus, for MA is equal to 1, only 1/3 power is present in the sideband, remaining 2/3 power is present in the carrier. But as carrier does not contain any signal, look it here. Here is the actual understanding of the transmission of the amplitude modulated signal. As we observed from the equation that 1/3 power is present in the sideband, 2/3 power is present in the carrier. No doubt that 2/3 power is in the carrier, 1/3 power is in the sideband, but carrier doesn't contains any signal which is going to be transmitted. The signal to be transmitted is present only in the upper sideband as well as in the lower sideband. As the carrier does not contain any signal, AM has, the amplitude modulated has 1/3 useful power for MA is equal to 1. Generally, modulation index lies in between 0.3 to 0.5 and useful power becomes 4.3% to 11.1% of the total power. MA is 1 for ideal modification, 100% modulation, but it is 100% modulation, it is not possible. For MA is equal to 1, 1/3 power is in the sideband, 2/3 power is in the carrier. But generally modulation index is going to lie between 0.3 to 0.5. So useful power is 4.3% to 11.1% of the total power. Friends, this is how the power is distributed in the amplitude modulated wave. This power distribution plays the very vital role just to understand the concept of DSB and SSB, that is double sideband and the single band sideband. Friends, today we will stop here only, where we studied how power is distributed in the amplitude modulated wave and in which frequency band communicable signal is present, that is in upper sideband as well as in the lower sideband signal is present, whereas in the carrier wave no information, no signal is present. It is going to just the job of the carrier, nothing more than that. So that's why 2/3 power in the carrier is mostly going to be wasted, and that's why some precautionary measures are to be taken, which we are going to study in the concept of double sideband. Today we'll stop here only.